In addition to voting for a new mayor, 3 city council seats, and the retention of the municipal judge, Longmont voters will see 3 city budget issues on the 2017 election ballot. Public Safety Tax Issue 2H. The City of Longmont is asking voters to approve a 0.255% increase to the existing public safety tax, increasing the current rate of 0.325% to 0.58%. Those in favor believe this tax is necessary to bring police and fire services in alignment with the safety needs of our community. More police officers are needed to meet the increase in violent crime, crimes against the elderly, and traffic accidents. Emergency dispatchers are needed for significantly increased 911 demands. Public safety resources have not increased to meet these demands, and the services are critical to the community. Those opposed believe growth should pay its own way for increased services for fire and police. The city should reprioritize city services to meet public safety needs. There is no need for additional sales tax. There is no need to increase the size of government. Marijuana Tax Issue 2I. The Longmont City Council is considering allowing 4 marijuana retail stores within the city limits. If passed, the City of Longmont is asking voters to approve an additional tax of 3% on marijuana retail sales in those stores. Those in favor believe the City of Longmont will incur costs associated with marijuana sales, including costs for licensing and permitting marijuana stores, as well as possible increases in public safety and drug outreach and prevention. An additional tax on marijuana could help offset these costs. Beyond covering costs of city services related to marijuana sales, tax revenue from marijuana will be used to fund affordable housing. Because many cities surrounding Longmont in Weld and Larimer counties do not allow marijuana sales, passing an additional tax in Longmont will help maximize the positive impact of marijuana sales in our community by collecting revenue from residents in other communities. Longmont residents are paying additional taxes in Boulder, Lafayette, Louisville, and other nearby communities that allow marijuana sales. By approving an additional tax on marijuana in Longmont, the revenue currently going to other communities will stay in Longmont. Those opposed believe an additional tax on marijuana in Longmont will make Longmont less competitive compared to other cities and Boulder County in the sale of marijuana. Specifically, there are cities in the Front Range with lower tax rates than the proposed Longmont rate, which may drive Longmont marijuana consumers to other cities. The city has not specified a fund or specific use that marijuana tax will pay for outside of affordable housing. As such, these taxes may go to the city's general fund, where they will have little, if any, positive effect on city priorities. Additional taxes unnecessarily target marijuana users to pay for city services. Taxes paid on marijuana should be no different than taxes on clothes, food, and other consumer products sold in Longmont. Water Storage Bond Issue 2J. The City of Longmont is asking voters to approve the issuance of bonds to help fund construction of a water supply reservoir for Longmont's use. Those in favor believe this project, developed through regional partnerships and decades of planning, represents a significant opportunity for Longmont to secure its current and future water supply. Water supply in Colorado is highly vulnerable, and Longmont's participation in the construction of a reservoir to maximize our existing water rights provides insurance to reliably meet the water needs of our community. Bond financing results in user rates that are initially lower than if cash were used to fund the improvements, and distributes costs more equitably across both current and future residents. Through fees paid on building permits, new water connections will continue to contribute to funds dedicated to Longmont's water supply. Those opposed believe Longmont's long-term water supply needs could be met through alternative methods or projects. Longmont does not need this much water now or in the future. Although cash funding the improvements would result in higher rates for several years, the long-term rate impact would be lower because there would be no bond interest to be paid. The city should not go into debt to fund projects of this type. Other sources of funding should be found.